Well, a very good evening. Welcome to this edition of Breeding Tour. Nice to be back in Johannesburg, and always nice to work with Julie in the flesh as well. Julie, welcome.
In the flesh,
yeah, absolutely. Not in that. You know, you always got to take it to.
No, I'm just asked. Just in the flesh. I'm like, I'm not a ghost tonight.
Racing.
Yes.
In Gauteng.
Yes.
Season started. How was the first leg of the Triple Crown?
Fantastic. I have to say we're in for a fabulous Triple Crown, Triple Tiara. The Guineas was just a mouth-watering contest, yeah. I think, of what is about to come. Of course, a great performance by Harry's son, who's done so much travelling, and a good training feat by Paul Lafferty, because he did win with authority over the 1600 metres. We heard from Paul straight after the race. In his opinion, he'll go 1800, so the classic distance is not going to be a problem. Derby, probably stretching it a bit.
That would be the question. If he goes on to now win the classic, now Paul's going to be thinking to himself, now what do I do? Do I have a dip, or do I...
I think Paul in his head's already set to take him probably back to KZN.
He's talking about going to Dubai. Hasn't he got a little satellite yard that he's going to start there?
That's what I've heard. So I think Paul's got bigger and better things set for Harry's son. So he probably won't take the risk. But the interesting filly, of course, is Siren's Call. Because obviously after she won the 2 million 3-year-old graduate,
yes,
you know, you just think to yourself, well, she's now won the Guineas. Is she going to be good enough to beat Majmu in the Classic and then go on to the
wasn't it a fantastic result for that Book 2 sale, though? Because first, Siren's Call, second,
Trophy Wife.
Both of them originated from the March Yearling sale.
And first,
both of them came into the Fillies Guineas, sponsored by Wilgemoelsdrift. First and second again. You couldn't have actually pictured or asked for a better result.
Fantastic result. And of course, full marks to Sean Terry, because obviously he's a huge supporter of the CTS sales. But finishing first and second in that race, and then coming through to finish fourth as well with Tamani. So absolutely. I think a very good race overall. And like I said, I think we're in for some fantastic racing, following up obviously for the Classic and the Oaks and Derby.
And then obviously we've got international racing as well, with Mike de Kock flying the flag in Dubai, not too long away now for the big meeting out there, the Dubai World Cup. So plenty to look forward to. Jules, we've got a busy show.
Yes, we do.
A couple of guests. We're going to be chatting to Adrian, Todd and Bob Yearham regarding the April sale held out at Emperor's Palace. You've got a couple of guests. You're going to be chatting to Paul Peter, who's got a very nice horse, up-and-coming horse as well.
Forest Fox. Obviously, he competed in that CTS 3-year-old challenge at Turfentine, and then a great run in the Guineas. Yeah. So he could be one to watch out for in the Classic as well. So we're going to be chatting to Paul, hear about the rest of his season, what it looks like. And I know we'll be chatting to Adrian, Todd as well, with our up-and-coming sale towards the end of the month. Of course, that's the CTS sale taking place at Durbanville Racecourse.
Well, that's news from Julie. She's going to be down in Cape Town for the March Yearling sale as well. But we'll catch up shortly now with Bob Yearham and Adrian, Todd. But let's firstly take a short break.
So number 14, All Is Secret, is victorious, Well Witcher.
And for the lads, won it.
Shay takes the lead. Shay wins the Elgos.
Well, sales time is going to be coming fast and furious. We've got a whole host of sales coming up. But one of the new initiatives and a new sale is going to be the Empress Palace Yearling sale. And with me is Adrian, Todd and Bob Yearham. I'm going to go to Bob first. Bob, firstly, great. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Morning, Grant. Morning, Adrian. Nice to be here with you.
Well, thanks for the hospitality at the hotel again last night. It was absolutely heaving there.
Yeah, no, we had a busy night last night. It was all systems go from about 6 o'clock last night till about 1 a.m. this morning. But it was a good night. I hope you had a nice night there.
Well, we had a nice early-ish evening, but we watched the rugby. We watched the Stormers give the Sharks an absolute pummeling, which is always a nice experience.
Right.
And then we walked through the casino to try have a bit of a game, and we were really strong, and we went straight to bed. So I'm quite proud of ourselves, actually.
Okay, all right, yeah. So your age is starting to catch up.
That's exactly what Adrian said, actually, yeah. Well, obviously, new initiative. You're going to actually hosting a sale on the premises, and it's actually not too far away now.
No, it's just around the corner. The execution date of the sale is the 18th of April, as you know. But the build-up to the sale starts a couple of weeks before that, when all of your guys arrive and start assembling the stables, and we've got a designated area for you guys to work in, and then from about a week before the sale, which is about the 11th of April, and we're hoping a lot of people arrive, you know, from domestically and internationally, to stay in the hotel and view the horses. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be something very new for us. We're looking forward to seeing. We're looking to order a drone to fly over and take some photographs.
Fantastic.
And we're looking forward to see what it looks like with 120 odd horses there on the complex. We just hope they don't chow all the grass. Yeah? So,
well,
yeah.
I think the nice thing, I'm not sure whether you've seen the catalogue yet, but Adrian, a nice time to bring you in. The 120 lots that are on offer, you couldn't be more delighted with the quality.
That's 100% correct, Grant. We could not be more delighted with the quality. You know, if you couple the quality of the horses on offer at this sale with the environment in which we're putting it together, you know, Empress Palace is just a stunning environment. It's been an absolute pleasure working with Bob and his team, and I truly believe this is going to be a genuine select sale, stunning catalogue, stunning surroundings, every bit as good a quality as what was on the Premier sale. Just those later developing horses that needed a little bit more time, and this is their opportunity to shine.
Now, can you give a couple of hints away of exactly where the sale is going to be taking place, or is it going to be down to a surprise element later on?
No, well, I mean, the sale is going to take place in the garden at the behind the 5-star Dorial Grand Hotel. Jeez. I think the majority of people who've ever stayed with us, you know, the majority of them stay in the Dorial, so they know exactly what it looks like, whether they're looking from the view from the room or actually walking around the garden itself. But we've got a designated area in the garden, and we're going to have a, you know, on the night of the sale, which is a 6 o'clock in the evening kickoff. We're setting up, you know, a wonderful banquet-style seating. So it's going to be a sight to behold. We're really looking forward to it. And in preparation for it, we've actually, probably for about 3 weeks now, we've been doing a lot of set-up plans. We've done a few dummy runs already. And yeah, it's going to be a great night, and something we're looking forward to. It's going to kind of be, you know, be a first of its kind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of a trial run, but we're looking forward to many sales in the future, and a great relationship with you guys at CTS.
Can you imagine now you're staying at the Dorial Grand, you walk, you have your shower, you get out of your room, you walk downstairs, walk through the Aurelia's restaurant, and you're in the sales complex. It's
unbelievable, and I mean, that's the added benefit, but the biggest of that added benefit for people who may have not been before is the location to the airport.
Absolutely.
As you know, it's only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes from the airport. I mean, from you know, doing all the formalities at the airport, once you get off your flight, you can be in your room in 20 minutes, you know.
I think it'll be a magnificent event. It'll be great for a televised event as well, to get some coverage of that as well. Toddy, obviously CTS are renowned for bringing in international guests and that. How's that route going so far?
Very good so far. You know, it's always something we want to focus on, Grant, is expanding the market through getting more and more people involved. And we're just going to follow our usual course here of getting people to the sale, exposing them to what we've got on offer. Our vendors, as I said earlier, have got a wonderful draft put together here. And we think that it's going to be very well received by both domestic and international buyers.
Bob, you've got an international clientele as well. Are there moves afoot to actually bring some of them out to the sale as well?
There is. In fact, the weekend of the sale, we've also had in the pipeline for about 18 months now an international poker tournament. It's a WPT, which is an international brand in itself. WPT is abbreviated for the World Poker Tour. Okay. That poker tournament runs parallel to the horse sale. So we're expecting a lot of international players from the poker tournament to, you know, possibly come and have a look at a horse sale for the very first time in their life, you know.
Should be absolutely brilliant.
Should be good. And on the night itself, on the 18th, we're looking to invite at least 50 of our guests, which will be first-time guests, into your brand. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a good night and a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm sure we'll learn a few things on the weekend, but the learning curve will stand us in good stead for future events as well. Yeah.
You can imagine what the vibe's going to be like there. In the garden setting, magnificent thoroughbreds coming through the ring.
Yeah.
The vibe, the hospitality that we now know what we get with we come to Empress Palace as well. The whole setting must be just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, just sounding and listening to the guys now, it really sounds like an exciting concept.
Yeah, well, one of the things which we're trying to do at the hotel as well, you've obviously taken your block for the invited guests.
Yes.
We're trying our damnedest to make sure that all of the CTS guests get pool-facing rooms, so that so they can be in their room as well and still looking down at the activities taking place.
Well, the number of feet coming through your facility then, Bob, is probably going to be quite massive during the course of that weekend and the week when they're coming to view the yearlings.
On that weekend, we'll probably do about 16,500 people a day for that. And one of the things that's going to be different for some of the people coming through is the route they normally take to their, whatever their favourite parking spot is going to be slightly obstructed by the stabling. So whether they like it or not, they're going to actually see the horses stabled, and it'll be curiosity killed the cat. I'm sure they're going to go and look and see exactly what's happening there.
Toddy, in terms of going forward as well, these yearlings do qualify for the $1 million race.
Yes, they do, Grant. Yearlings from all 3 of our yearling sales qualify for the $1 million.
Okay.
So that's the Premier sale, the March sale, and that's what's a very important thing to note. The April Select yearling sale at Empress Palace is your last chance to get your hands on one of those yearlings for the 2017.
And those races are run in?
They're run in Johannesburg.
So certainly a great opportunity for the Johannesburg-based guys to get involved and find their candidates for 2 $500,000 races.
That's correct.
One for fillies, one for colts. Bob, Adrian, thanks very much. We're certainly looking forward to it. It sounds like a magnificent initiative, and I think everybody out watching now is going to be thinking this is a sale that we must attend. Even if just to come over look-see, there's going to be a massive curiosity impact on it.
No, it's going to be great. Something we're looking forward to, and it wasn't planned that the poker tournament would coincide with the sale when we originally put the the plans together for the poker tournament about 1.5 years ago. But it's going to be interesting as well to see if any of the horse guys sit down and have a game of poker as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's big money. We will probably in the poker tournament they'll probably be playing for about 10 million rand as well in all of the events individually. So yeah, it's going to be a great weekend, and we look forward to it. And yeah, anybody who wants to see the horses, get there the week before.
Fantastic stuff. I'm sure we'll get you guys on again close to the time in the weeks leading up to the sale as well. But thanks very much for taking the time to join us on this edition, and we wish you everything of the best going forward. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back right after this.
We believe in excellence. We believe that if you're going to do something, you do it to your best ability. We aim to make Balmoral #1 in the Southern Hemisphere, not just South Africa.
Well, certainly looking forward to those sales out at Emperor's Palace, a great initiative by CTS and Emperor's Palace, and that of course takes place in April. Well, it's my pleasure now to welcome to the Breeding to Win show for the first time trainer Paul Peter. Paul, great to have you in the studio and pleasure having you here.
Yes, it's lovely to be here and discussing these sales and what great initiatives they are, and I think racing can only go forward.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're a big supporter of these sales and often see you in Cape Town putting your buyer's card up. But just let's talk about Forest Fox, because he is one of those graduates that has competed over the last couple of weeks. And we've seen with his progression that he could be a decent sort. And we'll just start off with a great performance in that 2 million Rand CTS 3-year-old challenge where he ran a cracking fourth. Yes,
he ran an excellent race in that particular race. He was a bit green still. He was dumb under the lights. He shied away from the whip and he hung inwards. It was a pretty rough race.
It was. I remember Pierre Stradham saying, well, if this is how they're riding for this amount of stakes for the 2 million, heaven knows what they're going to be doing for $1 million.
Yes, most definitely. And they're young horses, and under the lights they were a bit green, but they still came through and he ran an excellent race.
I know you've always rated him, and I think, you know, it's very different when you're running horses in those graduate races and then you're taking on pretty much the same type of field, but probably just a touch stronger in those grade 2, grade 1 events. And that's where you actually know you've got a decent horse, when they're competing at that level. And I say that because I thought last week's race in the Gauteng Guinea, sponsored by Betting World, was a fantastic third.
It was an excellent third. For a horse to run on off a slow pace like that from like last or second last, I think it's a feather in his cap. He's a trier. We always rated him from the jump, but he needed to be gelded, and he's come and put his work that he showed us at the races.
Just looking at him, Paul, and looking at the size of him, the way he covers ground, 1,600 meters isn't really his best trip. I think, in my opinion, I think he's going to relish the extra trip of 1,800 meters.
Well, if you look at the specimen himself and his nature and the way he runs, he should do the 1,800 with no problems. But just going back to his pedigree, it's a slight question mark.
Okay. Yeah, so that is a little bit of a concern. Obviously, you do take that into account.
Yes, but he's such a laid-back horse. He shoots him off, and when you ask him to run, he's there.
And also, like you've mentioned, he's been green in those races. I mean, you saw that under the lights. Even last time, took a while to get going. I think with a bit more racing experience, he's going to improve heaps.
Yes, now, even after this Guineas run, he's just come back a different horse. He knows
He's a man now.
He's a man now, yes, correct.
He's becoming a man. Paul, that's what's so exciting about these races that are set up for these 3-year-olds, because with each and every race you can actually see them progress, and it's always nice when you've got a horse like Forest Fox on your hands, because you've got exciting times with him ahead.
Yes, most definitely. And I had another runner in the Guineas, Amsterdam, which I felt was a little bit on the sharp side. He was also drawn badly, and he ran on very, very well to get 6th place. I think the classic distance will suit him, and even the Derby. He's an excellent horse as well, and he was also bought off the CTS Ready to Run sale.
Okay, so obviously Amsterdam maybe one to watch for the Derby trip and the classic.
Most definitely.
Now, looking forward with Forest Fox, obviously you're going to try him in the classic as well as Amsterdam and for the Triple Crown. But after that, you know, what's the story? What are the plans with him?
Well, I've been granted 20 boxes at Summerveld for the Natal champion season, and very excited to take a few of these top horses down, and then we'll probably go through the Guineas, the Daily News, and then who knows, please God, the July.
You know, looking at your stable, it's grown over the last couple of years. I know you started off very small. You were training really for your brother and the family. And all of a sudden now you're starting to pull in the owners. And it just, obviously you need the results to do that, because winners talk. That's your biggest promotion on a racetrack. And it's great to see that happening now for your stable.
Yes, yes. We've got a lot of new clients and decent people that I'm training for now. Not that my other clients weren't decent, but
big spenders.
Bigger spenders, and they've come to the party, and we've built up a nice young string and a good relationship with the owners.
Okay, so obviously we'll be looking forward to seeing you in KZN, not raiding, but having a satellite yard. I think when you've got these youngsters coming through the ranks, it's always easier for them to actually be settled at or in KwaZulu-Natal, and them, you know, obviously competing at that level for those big races.
Yes, yes. It's hard to travel a young horse up and down, especially if you want to go for the 2 classics and then the big one. It's very, very difficult to back and forth. I don't know how Paul Lafferty does it.
Yeah, it is tough, and that's why I said a huge feather in his cap with Harry's son, because I mean I think he's done more travelling with Harry's son than I've done over the last 2 years. But nevertheless, I think coming back to your stable, it's thriving. You can see that you guys are putting in a lot of work back at the stables, and it is a family-orientated business.
Yes, yes. I've got excellent staff. My son Tony, he's a workaholic. I've got
passionate.
There's so much passion there, and my stable employees, my grooms. It's a whole team effort. To the ladies in the office, we all try hard, and there's a lot of passion involved. I
can see that, and one of your horses that is certainly one of my favourites in racing is Henry Higgins. So my question to you, who I thought was very unlucky, I have to say, in the Aquanaut handicap, I was screaming. I think I actually lost my voice after that. But he's a fantastic stalwart for the stable. He's a soldier. He's ultra consistent. He runs from his heart. Where's he going? Is he going to be in Durban during the winter season, or are you keeping him here for me?
Most definitely go to Durban.
Oh, I'll have to come visit him.
He's a soldier. Like when we go to war, we've got to take him with us.
Okay, yeah, he has certainly been ultra consistent, good old Henry Higgins. Last question to you, Paul, before you leave us. I know we're a bit tight for time this evening. Grant Knowles has been putting all these tractor syndicates together, and I heard in the pipeline he might be putting a Lebanese tractor syndicate together. How would you like to handle that?
I would love it.
Okay, well, I'm glad you would. just Lebanese guys.
No, well, you have to have Nolzi in with them.
You think?
Definitely,
good luck.
Definitely.
I think he could be worse than the Lebanese. But anyway, I think it could be a good syndicate to put together. There'd be lots of enthusiasm there.
Most definitely.
Okay, well, Paul, we wish you all the best with Forest Fox Amsterdam coming up for the Triple Crown, and of course for your stint during the KZN season.
Yes, thank you very much. And I would just like to thank the CTS for all their hospitality when we go down there. We're treated like royalty. They do so much for us, and I want to thank them.
Well, Paul, once again, thanks for being on the Breeding to Win show with us this evening. We will be back with Adrian Todd to discuss the March sales in more detail right after the break. Well, the industry is abuzz with special racing on the high veld. Of course, we're looking forward to a great racing season and lots of sales taking place around the country. And of course, the big one coming up is the CTS on the 20th and 21st of March. With me back in the hot seat, Adrian. I know Grant always chats to you, so it's my pleasure to have you back this evening on the Breeding to Win show, and looking forward to another good sale from CTS.
No, we are, Julie. There's 258 horses catalogued. Quality.
It's a big sale.
No, it is.
Over 2 days.
Yes, it's over 2 days, but we're happy with the numbers. It's shown to be exactly what we want with the type of horses for that time of the year. And, you know, it's a good value sale. If we look at the recent CTS Book 2 Graduates race from 2013, the horse that won their Siren's Call has gone on from strength to strength since, with the Fillies Guineas winning under the belt as well now. That was a 60,000 Rand purchase. It's a good value sale, and I think that that's a sale that's going to go from strength to strength and give plenty of broad opportunity for everybody to get involved.
Okay, so it gives your bigger buyers an opportunity to get involved, and your smaller buyers to,
Yes,
to
one
pick
thing,
up those ones that have got a bit of value about them.
Exactly, and one thing that we cannot forget to remember is that the horses from this sale are also eligible for the big one, the CTS $1 million.
Okay, now you said that in the beginning of the show, when you said that the April sale, of course, will be the last chance. Obviously, being a smaller sale and being a select sale, that April sale is going to be a lot stronger than the sale coming up at Durbanville Racecourse.
Yes, well, it's a numbers game. You know, there are some good quality horses in the March sale, but as I said, we focus on that as a value sale. Whereas the April sale, that's for the later developing select yearling. So it's two different sets of horses here, you know, horses for courses, to use the old adage.
And you guys set up at Durbanville Racecourse extremely well. I know I was at your last sale with the last year, and looking at it, I just thought you guys just do a superb job, the way everything is just put up.
Oh, thank you very much, Julie. We try. You know, one thing that we've always wanted to do is make the day enjoyable and accessible, so that the people can come, they can look at the horses, they can chat with other people that they need to chat to, and it's all there in one close area, so that they're not traipsing for miles, etc., etc. We're trying to make it an enjoyable experience.
And of course, as Paul Peter mentioned earlier on, the hospitality that the buyers receive from CTS is extraordinary. I'm actually blown away every year, because I think it just gets bigger and better. But when can buyers start viewing those horses?
Those horses will all be in there, because the sale on the Friday, so the horses will be in there on the Monday. You know, people will be able to do some viewing on the Monday. From the Tuesday, it'll really kick off. And then on the Thursday morning, a lot of the chaps are going to go and play golf, and that's for a very good cause. That's a charity golf day for the Western Province Groom School Trust, which helps all of our racing grooms. Work riders programs, we have the work riders race once a month, and just helping to educate the chaps. So the trusts do a great job there, and we're very happy to be supporting it.
Adrian, the sale's over 2 days. It starts on the Friday and then follows up on the Saturday. How many lots on each day, and what times do the sales start?
Well, we're starting on the Friday in the late afternoon, as we usually do, at 5:30, and there'll be 85 lots on offer that night. And then we'll reconvene at 12:30 the next day for the remainder. Okay,
so some quality horses, as you said, a chance for buyers like me, okay, that don't have too much to spend, to pick up value at that sale and to possibly take a chance to participate in that $1 million race, which will be held in Gauteng at Turffontein Racecourse. Of course, the 500,000 Rand or $500 races coming up.
Definitely, Julie. All the horses from this sale are eligible for the CTS $1 million in 2017, and as we've said, we're splitting the races for that year. It'll be 2 races, $500,000 each, 1 sprint and 1 over a mile.
Okay, so we're looking forward to that. Adrian, we wish you and your team at CTS all the very best. We look forward to seeing you out at the sales. Of course, I will be there. Just to quickly touch on the live streaming, because I know everybody says, well, what are you going for? We do live streaming from the sales, and it just gives everybody an update on what's going on at the sales.
Well, you see, we had live streaming right from the start, but as you look at it, We've tried to take the live streaming to the next level, and I really believe we've achieved that. Instead of just a static feed from a camera watching horse after horse come through, we've now, as you well know, you're one of the presenters. We've made it into a show. And from all reports, people thoroughly enjoy that. The people that, for one reason or another, be it time commitments or distance, that are unable to attend the sale, this just gives them the opportunity to feel like they're involved. They're in the picture. They're not just watching a static horse coming through with maybe a little bit of commentary, but it's right there. They're part of it, even though they're not at the actual sale.
And we try and give as much information of the horses that there's been a bit of talk about prior to them coming into the ring as well, just to give those that are watching a little bit more information. So if they are looking to get involved in buying a horse, that it gives them an opportunity of what to look out for.
Definitely, Julie. That's the whole aim behind doing it, to try to take it to more people, take the sale to more people, bring it into their living rooms, into their office, wherever they may be.
Great. Well, great initiative. I'm proud to be part of it. So thanks once again to you and your team for including me into the sale. And we'll see you out at Durbanville Racecourse on the 20th and 21st of March.
We will do, Julie. Looking forward to it.
Great. Well, Grant Knowles will be back with me to wrap up the show in a short while.
Gavel House is the leading website for trading horses online. Selling your racehorse, mare or even a share in a yearling is so easy on Gavel House. You can browse our sires directory to match the best mating for your mare, with text description, videos and up-to-date sires reports. Gavelhouse.com is the best way to sell your horse. We reach places others can't, where buyers and sellers deal direct and pay no commission. Go to gavelhouse.com.
Well, as per usual, we've got a couple of slides sent in by Gavel House. Let's start with horses in training. And this is Bold Pixel. He's by JPEG. He's out of the mare Caribbean Tan. This is a 2010 mare, and they are saying that the price is available on application. Bold Pixel was an impressive winner at Kenilworth last year as a 3-year-old and has been placed a further 2 times. She's out of Caribbean Tan, a full sister to Group 1 performer Sunscreen, and also a half sister to Group 1 performer Tan Can, along with dual listed performer Sunbed. If you are interested, you need to contact Simon Fernandez, and he's based in the Western Cape. The second slide on offer is indicating syndications and shares available. Mullins Model, this is by Mullins Base, out of the Model Involvement mare. She's a 2011 filly. Buy 1 share, be involved in 2 horses for that 1 share price of 10,000 Rand. Ivan Moore is offering a unique opportunity to buy a share and be involved in the fun of racing 2 horses. Mullins Model, as shown in the slide, and Handsome Harvey. Mullins Model's dam was a 3-time winner over 1,600 metres and 2,000, and she's the dam of 5 foals to race 3 winners, including the 4-time winner, Chestnut Model. You need to contact Ivan Moore if you'd like to get involved in this double package. It's been a great show. Great to have as many guests as we've had on the show as well, and Paul Peter in particular, and a great idea of Julie's to form this Lebanese tractor. I think Paul was quite keen on that idea.
I actually do, and I think it will be a great syndicate. You've got so many Lebanese involved in racing as it is, and they're huge supporters of the game.
I think I've just been roped in as well by what he said there as well.
I think you'll probably be managing
Are you going to take a share?
No, I'm not Leb. Okay,
Neither am I.
Yeah, but you got the tractor syndicates going. Right. Okay, but I just have to say what really was impressive in this show, and I think very exciting for horse racing, is that we're now taking the sales to the people. And for Empress Palace to host the CTS, April sales out at the Empress Palace Hotel at the complex, I think is fantastic. Yeah. And I just want to say, because I've been thinking about it, I listened to the comments coming through, and I think it's going to be perfect situation. Whoever stayed at the D'Oreal Grand will know it's one of the most beautiful places to stay at, one of the most beautiful hotels to stay at. So the gardens are stunning, and for the horses and the sales to be part of that, I think is going to be amazing. Over and above that, for all the ladies that are not really into the buying scene and the auction, they have got the most amazing spa. Octavia's Spa at Empress Palace is awesome. So don't worry about going to see the horses. Just get down to the spa, and then you can go and buy a horse afterwards.
I think CTS might be looking for a new anchor for the web streaming. You might be in Octavius.
I think I might. Well, if I do go missing, you'll know where to find me.
Know exactly where you are. Julie, obviously, you got some nice big races coming up in Gauteng as well. The season's coming at a rate of knots. It's actually unbelievable that we're approaching April already. Where has this year gone?
Unreal.
But some nice racing, and it's lovely to see guys like Vaughan Marshall and the Basses having some Cape representation here in the races. It's making the racing that much more interesting.
Very much so, and it's not like they're just raiding. Now they've got satellite yards here, so their horses are being a lot more competitive. It's a lot easier for their horses to produce the results. So I think we're in for exciting times, like you said. And of course, for me, the Triple Crown, Triple Tiara, going to be exciting races. Can Harry's Son Siren's Call pull off, you know, those all three races? The verdict is still out. We haven't seen Ertejal come back to Gauteng yet. He's going to be representing the Mike de Kock stable, and of course Majmu taking on Siren's Call in possibly those last two legs. So fantastic racing coming through, and that's just the 3-year-olds, not the older horses.
Absolutely, and obviously all leading towards Champions Day at the end of April. So much to look forward to. If you have missed any of the episodes, you can catch up with Breeding to Win on the CTS website. Cape Thoroughbred Sales, they've got a little Dropbox there called CTS TV. You can go back and watch all the past editions, and you can also follow Breeding to Win on Twitter at Breeding to Win, so you can keep up to speed with what's happening. And if you've got any ideas for the show as well, if you'd like us to cover things, you can certainly make those known on that social network too. Jules, been great being up here with you.
Great to have you back in the hot seat, Grant, and have you putting you under a little bit of pressure now to organise the Lebanese tractor.
Yes, we'll be doing that, and we'll catch up with Paul Peter at the March sale. We'll go a bit of shopping and see if there's a Lebanese tractor that could be making its way as the first tractor in Gauteng.
Very good. Well, we look forward to seeing it.
Fantastic.
You may have to put more than just one Lebanese tractor together, because there's quite a few Lebs that I'm sure would like to get involved.
A Lebanese fleet.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks for joining us on the show. We certainly hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks to our guests for coming and sharing their thoughts, and certainly some great new initiatives with us as well. And Jules will be back with everybody next week, hopefully back here from Rivonia. Good night.